Hey YouTube, it's Kirsten from Air Force Beauty again, and I am so sorry that it's taken me so long to get another video up. I've been doing job hunting and I just got over a chest cold, so if I cough in the middle of my video, I'm sorry. Um, yeah, I just wanted to do another video for you guys. Like I said, it's been a while, and I really haven't known what to do a video on so much, I guess. And I figured that because I haven't done a military specific video since my very first one, and after all, it is Air Force beauty, not just beauty. I need to do the military parts of it. So I decided to talk about MEPS and my experience there, and I'm not going to talk about it in the conventional way. You can find 100 videos on YouTube about people who have been to MEPS, who have gone to the hotel and, stayed there overnight, gotten up, had their breakfast, they go, take their ASVAB, they go to medical, they wait in line, and all of their experiences are pretty much the same. So if you are looking for something like a video about MEPS that is specifics on what MEPS is, I would recommend going to one of those videos, because my point for being on YouTube isn't to be monotonous, and it isn't to say the same things that everyone else is saying. I had a different experience, and I'm going to talk about what got me into my little mess, and I guess what you can take away from it before you're going to MEPS. So my experience was different because I went twice. I was disqualified the first time, and it was because of, well, I guess three things. On physical, my physical questionnaire that, everyone has to take before they go take their examination, they have to list off, have you ever blah, 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 like all the way through. Yeah, you list yes or no. And then if yes, you put your specifics in. There was a question about, have you ever used an inhaler? Have you ever been in the hospital? And I put yes for both of those. Now, probably in that situation wasn't the smartest idea of me to put, I was being overly honest. My recruiter said I talked myself into a hole. Because, have I used an inhaler? Yes, I did. In early high school, my doctor gave it to me, not kind of as a test, I guess, to see if I had asthma. The inhaler did not work. I do not have asthma. There wasn't even a test required for it. But I put yes anyway. Have I ever been in the hospital? Yes, I went to the ER because I do play softball, or I did in high school, and I was a catcher, and I took 2 fastballs to the ribs in a row in the very same spot. She was very precise. And it was giving me some pain, so I went to the hospital. I was not hospitalized. I didn't break anything. I mean, there might have been slight itty bitty fractures, but they don't show up on x-rays, so I was diagnosed with bruised ribs. But I still put yes for that. And then the third thing was not on the paper, but during my examination, the actual physical medical examination by the doctor, she saw that my both big toes were red and inflamed. I have struggled with ingrown toenails for as long as I can remember, and I've had them surgically removed, and just recently I had them permanently removed. And those three things made her disqualify me and request for all my medical records from 2005. I think that's a little excessive. Now, for me, I don't know if this is typical, but it probably is, because the military, hurry up and wait. I got my medical records in, and I waited for 3 months to get a response back. Finally, they contacted my recruiter and said that they wanted to set up another appointment with me. And so I went back in, and thankfully the second time I was only there for like an hour and a half, which is really, really short for MEPS. Normally you can be there all day. But yeah, I was only there for about an hour and a half in the morning, and I went back in and had the usual height, weight. For girls, you have to have a pregnancy test, and I went back with the doctor, and she looked over my stuff, and actually sent me to the head doctor, which he looked at my toes, which I was really nervous about because I just had them, like I just had the surgery done on them, so they looked really bad. But he kind of looked at them and shrugged. He looked through my records, actually found that I have a knee disease in both my knees that affects, I think, my ACLs. I'm really not sure. I have no idea. But he tested my knees. He's like, "Does this hurt?" I said no, and he shrugs again. He's like, "Okay, you're good to go," and just signed me off. I was like, really? All of that for 3 months, all of this waiting and worrying about being disqualified and just all that for a few shrugs and you're good to go. It was a little ridiculous. I will admit that. But I guess it all worked out because they did pass me. I am in, and my recruiter actually told me in the 300 people that he's ever recruited, I am the only person to get called back to MEPS and pass. It's normally a very bad thing when you get called back to MEPS. So, that is kind of an overview of what happened specifically to me at MEPS. And like I've said before, I only have like 10 minutes to film all of these and get everything in that I want to say, so I had to cut it kind of short. I guess what you can take away from it is just use discretion. There are times, like, I don't know the core values for every single branch, but for the Air Force, the very first one is integrity first. And so you want to be honest, and you want to use those core values in everything that you do. But if it's not something that's diagnosed, if it's not something that's on paper, that's hard, solid fact, it's probably more information than they care to even deal with. Especially nowadays because, or like right now specifically with the budgets, and I'm not saying anything political, just our entire economy is in a funk. Um, they kind of, they can, they have the ability to pick and choose and be very picky about who they want to keep and who they want to just send home. So use discretion, use a lot of thought, because it's something that the littlest thing, the most unexpected thing, could potentially end your career. And that's what happened to me. And it would end your career before it even began. So, yeah, I guess just be very thoughtful about it. It's not a good day. MEPS is not a good day. And I don't think it's a good day for anyone. But think, use your brain, like slow down and just think about what you're putting on these papers. Think about what you're telling the government, and you'll be fine. And if you're not supposed to be in the military, then you won't be in the military, and I'm sorry if that does happen to anyone. I guess if you want to know more specifics, like if you want to know more specifics about MEPS, I'm more than willing to do a video about that. Comment below for me. I guess while I'm at it, I might as well make a blog post about this. I seem to kind of like correlating my videos and my blogs. It actually seems to work. I've been getting a lot of views. I reached my 100th view today. Woo! So I guess I'll go into more description. I don't have to get it within a time frame. I have 40 seconds to finish up this video before it kind of stops recording me. So I make sure to comment below, like the video or whatever. Just let me know what you think. And I love you all 6 of my subscribers. And check out my blog. Thanks. Good night, everyone.